Thank you.
Hello. Hi, hello, Mr. Death Battle, sir.
Hello?
It's all four of us and one of them. Jump him!
I hope your day was great because we may or may not make it more insane.
So we're just waiting for Liam.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Liam and Sam.
Sounds good.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Up and look at that, the menace.
Speak of the devil. Hello.
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 Hello. Wow, it is crowded in here. How are y'all doing?
Hi. Nice to meet you guys.
And this
Hi,
for
we're doing
us, first time talking to Tentails like this. Thank you for everything you do, which is too much. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So this is a big. It's like this, right?
Yeah,
Just like, okay. Okay. I'm excited for it.
We hope it works well.
Yeah.
There's a lot to about.
Yeah.
So,
Well, where do y'all want to start? I guess.
well, first, let me just do the introduction. Hello, it's me, and welcome to hell. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, we have right now what we're pitching. You're probably looking at like, why is there so many mascot on your screen? They're all representing of Oshis, our favorite Oshis, and if you know what that means, yeah, and if you know what that means, it is Hololive. We're pitching you guys Hololive.
Yeah.
And
all of Hololive. That's great.
yes,
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
yeah.
you guys
And
have-
right now, I'll probably be muted once the trailer starts, but I would like to introduce Lanturn. He's the main organizer of this entire project because I went to him and was like, hey, remember that doc you showed me? How about let's turn that into a pitch?
Oh boy.
So,
Hi. We are probably gonna send you down a rabbit hole of chicanery that we have planned for you guys today.
Okay.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Honestly.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
and then we have Kraken, who knows a whole lot about Hololive. I don't know, at least half of it, but we do know Kraken is very good.
Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you both. I've been a big fan of the show for many years now. It's great to be here.
Awesome. Thank you.
And then we have a wonderful Total, who's going to be our cameraman.
Perfect.
Great. Be sure to get my
So
notes
you
right.
are being
Insidious
so-
one-liner.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy the trailer. So from here on out, I am muted.
All right. Let's get the show going. Okay. Going into this, we're just gonna assume you two know very little about Hololive. Is that accurate?
Good idea. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In lore, Hololive is an idol company similar to Vocaloid. As a business venture, they began exploring the virtual world, hiring people to work for them. Over time, things got kind of crazy. First hiring your typical anime girls, but then hiring killer robots from the future, eldritch monsters that steal souls, and eventually actual in-universe gods? And nobody knows how they managed to get these people on their payroll. However, in reality, all that was fictional. Hololive really is just an idol and VTuber company who hires these people to act these characters on stage, concerts, and YouTube streams, and various multimedia projects, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. In other words, if I could find my mouse, this is wrestling, but with animation.
Yeah,
All right.
that's great.
And like,
Can I ask like 20 questions already?
Yeah.
Since we have the time. Hololive. So I don't know how much y'all know about the company. Do they actively like hire actors and they've already made like VTubers and characters for them? Or do they like sign already popular VTubers? How far back did this lore story go? Are they all in a Hololive Earth 616 thing? Like,
There is, yeah, we figured there was going to be a lot of questions. But there is an audition process for the girls to go through and stuff. But yeah, they give you the basics. There is a quote unquote prime Earth, I guess, if you want to call it that. But we'll go into that when we get through there.
Oh,
Do they
yeah,
not-
We do
as
have,
for the characters and like how far back do they
Yeah.
date? Typically the people who audition are like streamers themselves, but like smaller scale streamers, like independent, like still growing. And then when they get hired by Hololive creates a character for them to play. Like it's not a pre-established character; it's a new
Okay.
character that they're
Yeah.
creating.
cool.
Gotcha.
So okay, that answers, because I was like, do some characters have lore that's been brought in from like other creators? Okay, so no, it's all pretty well controlled by Hololive as a company.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is it only female VTubers
Oh,
in
we're
like?
gonna get into that.
Okay. I was like, is
We'll
this
get into
a?
that.
Don't you worry. It's in here.
All
You'll
right.
find
I
out.
cannot wait for this segment on BFOQs. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So, just like with wrestling,
Oh no! Just when we
Shut up.
needed them the most.
Kraken,
Oh
you
no.
good?
hello, Lanturn.
Yeah.
Okay,
you
you're
can
back.
mute. You're back. You're back.
Maybe.
Oh no! Am I back? Okay.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, we're hearing
Yeah,
you
you're
now.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, my Wi-Fi. Okay, so like I was saying, like with WWE, Hololive has a lot of media that can be used for a death battle, such as official animations, lore videos, and audio dramas, concert performances, official mangas, lots of video games. There are three main types of Hololive game brands. There's Holo Indie, there's Holo Earth, and then there's various games made by individual talents. There are live streams, but don't worry, most of these streams are non-canon. Generally, the research would focus on debut streams, birthday streams, special events, basically the scripted content.
Oh wait, so you're telling me
And-
like a Hololive birthday stream is scripted?
Yeah. They
Is
usually
it
script stuff.
pre-recorded?
Roughly scripted. Typically,
scripted.
for a birthday, it's a huge special event that they prepare a lot for.
Yeah.
So they have a run a show and show a lot of videos. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And also, there are a lot of crossover Hololive has done. You don't have to scale them to other franchises, but there are maybe abilities that you can pull from them.
I'd like to imagine that the Sonic one down there, the Hololive character, is not just wearing a Sonic costume, but like killed and skinned Sonic and is like wearing his pelt.
I'd like that too.
That would not be out of character for her.
Yeah.
So
That
is
would
like
not be out of
possible.
character.
Yeah, it wouldn't be out of character. Just gonna point to the corner over here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Nothing. I have too many questions, but continue. I'll get to them later.
Yeah. Now, if you're looking for justification to put your research team through all that, there's no better reason than ad revenue. The Hololive fan base on YouTube has a lot of fight animations, both official ones on the left and fan-made ones on the right, consistently getting thousands to millions of views. So Hololive on Death Battle, we believe, would perform very well. That also means you have a lot of talented people you could commission if you wanted to give your regular animator some levity. Also, we think it'd just be a really cool episode. The verse has some unique abilities and fighting styles, unlike some that are unlike anything seen on Death Battle before.
All right, and before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, we want to address some common concerns that we've heard from you guys, and whether Hololive can actually work on Death Battle.
Hang on, doesn't Hololive monetize fan content? Will DB get sued?
Technically they do, but don't worry, this isn't a Toei situation. Hololive is very lax about fan content because they know that it means free advertising. Seriously, I don't know if you've been to any artist rallies recently, but there's so much Hololive fan art for sale. Plus, Hololive talents promote fan merch all the time, and they've helped fund a few projects even.
What about Lost Media? I heard Hololive has some content still missing.
You can tell the research team not to worry. Most Hololive Lost Media is gaming live streams, which wouldn't be applicable. The relevant pool of Lost Media is much smaller, and there's archives out there for that.
Making real people fight? That's messed up, Wiz, not gonna lie.
We mentioned this earlier, but it's a WWE situation where they're metafictional characters, and Death Battle has done a WWE episode before, so we think it should be fine. Also, Hololive is set in a virtual world, so there isn't a need for blood and gore, if that's a concern, but also, if you see in that GIF there's an example of what blood looks like in Hololive, and this happened just yesterday.
Finally, this is the big one. What if they tweet that they win or that they're boundless?
All right, this is a big one. We've heard this brought up in nearly every ballot banter submission. So to clarify, out-of-universe statements are not canon. You wouldn't use this girl on the left tweeting she beats Frieza for the same reason you would use Robert Kirkman saying Omni-Man beats Superman. However, statements can inform canon. Like in the right tweet, we have a girl saying that they can open up portals, which they later prove in a comic. But still, take these things with a grain of salt. Yeah.
Now let's actually discuss what these girls can do. There are two power systems in Hololive. The simpler one is Cheer. Cheer allows them to harness the energy of their fan bases in order to do superhuman things. This is basically just a basic power-up, like in the card game. But Cheer can also empower others. In the bottom right image, it's being used to power dolls into weapons. And in the top left, 8 people are transferring their Cheer into a single person. This also means that girls with bigger subscriber counts have a larger pool of Cheer.
The second power system in Hololive is Idol Power, which is basically the in-universe explanation for why the girls can use magic in Toon Force. Not much has been explained about Idol Power. We know it's an energy that can manifest as these crystals, and we also know that Idol Power allows the girls to replicate each other's abilities to an extent. Like in the GIF here, both girls are using god powers despite only one of them being a goddess. That said, how proficient the girls are at replicating these abilities varies. For example, in Dragon Ball, everybody can shoot ki blasts, but creating ki barriers and ki blades is a bit harder to do. Obviously, someone like Goku can learn those techniques, but not everyone.
Now, let's discuss what abilities they use Idol Power for. Starting with size manipulation. Most girls can increase and decrease their size, with Muna here being the second most extreme example of this ability.
How is that not a throwaway bit? Like, are we meant to take her plucking the sun out of the sky, literally?
Yeah, actually, kind of. Yeah, that happens. That's actually weirdly consistent.
And not
With
having
this character
any
in
effect on
particular, it's
gravity.
consistent.
Yeah. It really didn't.
That's a good question.
Mhm.
Then there's duplication. Most of the girls can create a few clones to themselves like this.
Tech manipulation. I mean, they're called VTubers for a reason. They can basically enter electronics and mess around with them. In this clip, she is entering her phone to mess with YouTube.
Didn't expect a big ass goose.
Yeah.
I feel attacked.
Yeah. Kraken, you there? Uh-oh. I think your internet died.
Oh no.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
back.
Oh my good. There's another you.
That's Google for you.
Yeah. Go ahead. Just keep going.
Right. So one elemental
We're on-
magic, right?
Yeah, we're at elemental magic.
Right.
Mhm.
So they can use all the element types: air, water, earth, light, dark, fire, and electricity, as seen here.
Portals and teleportation in portals. Some girls can teleport short distances, while others can travel between dimensions.
Immortality. Hololive has a lot of immortality types. Mostly you'll see something like this here where they can just respawn after dying like in a video game. But also, there's an example here where a character gets reduced to nothing but ash, and then, oh, she's just fine, got better off screen.
Mind manipulation. This can range from simply erasing memories to fully controlling someone's mind and brain, which you can see here.
That feels very
Bad.
dangerous if the inside of your brain looks like
Is
that.
wiggly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they call it a CAT scan.
Yeah. To look for that little fucker up there in the corner.
Hammer-space, basically a classic Toon Force ability. You might have noticed at this point, but a lot of these animations are very silly and rely on Toon Force. A lot of the official animations use Looney Tunes style sense of humor for slapstick such as this.
And lastly, everyone in Hololive can summon their fans, or summon other members of Hololive through gacha pulls. Although, depending on the matchup, this might count as outside help and not include it.
Okay, now for the feats. This is what you guys were probably waiting for. There's a lot of different ranges of scaling that Hololive members can get. Starting small, there's the street tier stuff. For these, you have a bunch of them fighting a dragon, them destroying ships, blowing up islands, stuff like that.
Next is a tectonic tier. On the left, you can see a girl punching the Hololive office to Mars, and on the right, you can see a girl magically deforesting the planet. There it goes.
That seems bad.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. It gets better, don't worry. And then there's the stellar tier. On the bottom left, that is Sana. Normally, Sana is portrayed as the size of an actual star. But as you can see here, she is completely eclipsing the stars in front of her. So she can get pretty massive. It's also thanks to Sana that we learned that Hololive's Earth is canonically a lot larger than our planet. So planet-busting feats are actually more impressive than they seem. And on the bottom right, you can see characters lighting up an entire galaxy.
Alright. This is where things get abstract. On the top left, you can see two girls beating up a pocket universe. Top right, you can see a girl literally using a big bang as a boss attack. Bottom right, you can see an entire timeline being erased. And, I mean, bottom left. Bottom right, you can see the Hololive multiverse being created. Yes, Hololive has a cosmology. To be brief, everyone agrees there are some higher dimensions, and how big the cosmology is and who scales to it is a matter of debate. We are not opening that can of worms here. Instead, we made this little Google docu for you guys to go more in depth into Hololive
Awesome.
scaling.
Hell yeah.
You guys can check that out after all of this.
All right, so going back to the finite stuff, we have some speed feats. On the top left, we have some Speed Force shenanigans. This character is running so fast. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
Up.
Well, you sounded fine.
Your
so-
connection's
Yeah.
just delayed.
It sounded fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
That huff was when we said, I think your internet died like a few seconds
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a delay.
Yeah, I apologize.
You're fine. I mean, it's internet. That's the way it should go. But I do see, circling the Earth multiple times
Yeah.
in a matter of nothing.
Oh,
Can you hear-
oh. Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We have to keep. I hop out again.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, we're talking about speed feats. I think your thing might be a little muffled.
right. So,
Hey.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So, speed for stuff. Top left, a character is leveling a city just by running really fast. Top right, we have a character speeding around the planet a few times. On the bottom left, we have a girl flying from Earth to the star of Altair. And on the bottom right, we have a character going so fast they're traveling through time.
All right. That was quite some build-up. Why don't we get into some Hololive characters that can come to Death Battle? Starting with the face of Hololive in the West, Gura, a former princess of Atlantis. Former because she got bored of living underwater like the Little Mermaid and decided to visit land. Then got immediately in trouble with the cops and ended up joining Hololive. As an Atlantean, Gura has your typical ocean powers, like a magic triton, hydrokinesis, and some poisons. She also has a super form, which is a running theme for a lot of the Hololive girls. And Gura's spread tends to focus on her aquatic theme, with her being a fish duck doing a human job. SpongeBob and Squid Girl are the biggest examples of this, as they both work in the food industry. But also you have Gamera, who focuses on the Atlantis aspects.
What is that? That's so funny.
Yeah. We have a lot of fan art here to show some fight potential. SpongeBob is pretty straightforward. They both have Toon Force, while Gamera's size difference makes for some unique fight choreography.
That's the one I know.
So
the dog
next up
one.
we have.
Yeah.
Dog one went viral
Yes.
a few years ago, so I know the dog one.
In fact, Krone is the only Hololive member that's been on a death battle. She was snuck into the Bowser vs. Eggman analysis.
Interesting.
All right. So Krone is a pretty interesting case, where she started off as a normal character in lore, just being a dog girl who runs a bakery. But eventually she did a heel turn and founded a cult. Since then, she's been a reoccurring antagonist in a lot of Hololive's content. With that, she's gained a lot of insane mind control powers and body control powers, and also the Raging Demon from Street Fighter.
She's an antagonist?
Kind of. She's kind of crazy.
Yeah, she has like an entire game where she's the bad guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, unlike Gura, Krone only has one popular matchup of note, and that's Makoto from Blaze Blue. The concept is pretty simple. They're both cheerful, goofy animal girls who punch surprisingly hard. The difference being that Makoto is a hero, while Krone can be, but is a bit more of a psychopath. The fight potential is the main appeal here, as despite the crazy scaling that both Blaze Blue and Hololive get, these two are pretty grounded fighters with close quarters combat. And it can have a dog chasing squirrel type dynamic. Also, people would really like another Blaze Blue episode.
Next is Callie, probably the most requested Hololive member for Death Battle. She has been a Reaper for as long as life existed, which took a heavy toll on her. So she eventually journeyed to the human realm to find a new purpose in music. As a Grim Reaper, Callie has all sorts of Scythe, Soul, and Death-based powers. And that's the main idea for her spread. She has been basically paired with every fictional Grim Reaper under the sun, from Discworld to Castlevania to Billy and Mandy. But the main one is
Yeah, you go on. Sorry.
Yeah. But the main one is Undertaker, WWE's Reaper. And I think you can see why we discussed the similarities between Hololive and WWE earlier. You also have Eddie the Head, which focuses more on her undead musicians and their journeys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you said that, like, the closest comparison, like, the West is like, this is like pro wrestling, immediately I'm like, okay, then it's like the idea of like a Hololive, like, virtual idol versus a WWE wrestler is like really inherently hilarious to me. I love matchups where it's like these two characters that seem completely different but have like this very strong like connection that if you just think about it for a second, you're like, oh, I get it. That's very, very funny. I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, most of these fights have a similar like theme, with them summoning hordes of undead and then having a weapon to bounce off of Callie's scythe. So
Who can the Undertaker's chair? Just a chair.
Yeah,
An event.
The Undertaker's
chair?
strong.
Yeah,
Undertaker's
Undertaker
powerful.
Undertaker has some BS. but
Who
I'm not going
wins
into it.
that fight?
I don't know. I don't even know if they
Okay.
could actually kill each other, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, we have another big request, Oral Crony, the Warden of Time. She is the living concept of time itself. Her gimmick is that she's comically prideful, to the point where she mostly neglects her duties in favor of dating her own reflection. But on occasion, she'll lead various Hololive members in time-traveling adventures. Her main weapon is the clock on her head and swords, and as a goddess, she has a true divine form. Crony's most popular opponent is Cronoa, the supreme knight of time from Dragon Ball. Similar to Crony, she's known for her pride in leading the Time Patrol on various missions. She also fights with a key sword and has a transformation where she grows and takes on a more pronounced divine form, like Crony. This fight can get pretty cosmic with a lot of sword fighting and cutting holes into reality, and you could do the thing that Trunks vs. Silver did, where Cronoa and Crony opened card packs to summon their allies with gacha pulls.
Next up, we have Sam. Can you do me the honors of reading her name?
Nanome? Inanis?
We could call her Ina for short. Ina's lore is pretty complicated, but to dumb it down, she was once a normal girl who encountered a book of eldritch knowledge that transformed her into the priestess of the Ancient Ones. She became a streamer to spread their influence, destined to either become independent from their from the gods, or doom the world to their madness.
Why she got like off-brand Louis Vuitton Squid Kid tentacles?
Yeah, that would be the Eldritch. That would be the Eldritch part of her.
So,
Okay.
actually, those tentacles were originally normal tentacles, but she's an artist, so she drew those patterns onto them.
Okay.
It's such a Louis Vuitton though. You're so
how?
right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's budget Vuitton. How do you actually say her name?
Nanomane Inanis.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure.
I was pretty far off.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
Continue.
Yeah, for Ina's opponents, they all have a similar story. Normal people who touched a strange artifact and got corrupted by eldritch magic and became cult leaders. Zal from Warcraft leans more onto the serious side, while Lamb from Cult of the Lambs leans up more on the cute and comedic side. Hokusai from Fate shares them both being artists and also sharing the same character designer in real life. For the fight, you can lean into them being eldritch horror characters. Having their cult members for fight as well as using their tentacles for tentacle-based attacks and are based around their mad gods.
Next, we have Sora, the first member of Hololive and the face of the company. Sora remains the most traditional idol, with her having a positive outlook and being one of the few, quote, normal humans around. Yet everyone still looks up to her as the greatest among them. She also has a few alternate versions of herself that appear, like a her version, for example. Her most popular matchup is Hatsune Miku, which I think you can get why. Both being idols who caused Vocaloid and Hololive to become worldwide phenomenon and inspire countless people. Miku has also had various versions of herself appear over the years, like Sora has. With how long these two have been around, there's a lot of crazy abilities that both have shown that could make for a crazy idol showdown. Also, with the music potential, Hololive has that in general, but this fight in particular can highlight it as both can perform while fighting.
Next is Bettel. Bettel was a normal guy. That's right. There are men in Hololive! Liam, you once joked about joining Hololive, so here you go.
There we are.
Anyways, Bettel was once a normal guy who bonded to a luck god and was cursed with bad luck. For example, he got a job as a jester, which turned out to be a part of a monster hunting guild. Bettel sucks at fighting. He has he has magic artifacts and healing seals, but those usually backfire. He's basically Wile E. Coyote.
Okay.
Yeah. For his opponent is Dr. Weddle, aka SCP-7000-1, who accidentally made a pact with an anomaly and was cursed with bad luck. He somehow got a job at the SCP Foundation, but that just made things worse because he was more suited to contain a bunch of dangerous SCPs. The main
Weddle
appeal of
versus
this
Weddle.
fight, yeah, Weddle. Weddle.
I was making a joke. Bettle versus Weddle,
Weddle.
right?
Yeah.
Battle, Weddle,
Their
Battle.
names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Battle Weddle.
Yeah, yeah.
The main appeal of this fight is somewhat similar to Tom versus Wily, where everything will be backfiring on them due to their luck. But the identity comes from them both physically being street tiers, unlike most Tomb Force fights. Also, Hololive and SCP is just generally a very popular series combos, with both being about web series about containing about companies collecting unusual anomalies.
Next up is Biju, or Bibu as people call her. Bibu is the jewel of emotion, the crystallization of all human emotions. Her radiance was so great that it drove humanity mad with greed, so the gods imprisoned her to stop the madness. She eventually broke out along with her fellow prisoners and formed a group known as Advent. Biju is a huge fan of series like Devil May Cry, and she has incorporated a lot of references to them into her fighting style and abilities.
I'm just like looking at this picture and be like, this is a outlaw prison breaker. Like,
Oh yeah,
fucking
she's a
what?
felon. Well, what
She is a menace.
Absolute felon right there. Okay.
Yeah.
The opponent we had in mind for her was Diancie, a mythical Pokemon. Similar to Biju, she is a powerful living jewel who humans want to take for themselves. They both have loyal followers of little rock creatures, and both, despite their appearance, are skilled sword fighters. For the fight, you could play into the Pokemon battle gimmick a bit, thanks to both having little rock creatures that they could summon to battle. But the main focus would be on the 1v1 fight, with both eventually transforming into super forms with Diancie's Mega Evolution and Biju's Magical Growth form.
And finally, we have Laplace. She was once a powerful... Yes, that is her name! I know! I left you.
Mom, my new name is Laplace. Please refer to me as that from now on.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, finally we had Laplace. She was once a powerful entity with the goal to fuse with all of reality. And somehow she fumbled, got her power sealed, and stranded on Earth. So she founded the villainous group Hollow X to try to take over everything again. But everyone treats them like Saturday morning cartoon villains. Because despite having incredibly broken dark magic and time manipulation, Laplace is kind of just an incompetent brat. Laplace's potential matchups. Laplace has a lot of potential matchups, like Vigar from the Legends, who is similarly powerful yet a childish villain that nobody takes seriously. Black Cat from Villainous, who are otherworldly entities that are in control of comedic villainous organizations, and a bunch of anime demon lords like Ainzul Gon, Anos Volngol, and Akudosai. For the fight, you can play to her personality of how overconfident and childish she is in comedic ways, while showing off how even in her sealed form she still has a lot of dark power she's ready to use. In fact, she's one of the strongest members in all of Hololive, so she'll be giving her mightiest foes a hard time.
Alright, and there's plenty of other characters and matchups that we could have mentioned here, so here are a few honorable mentions. There are a lot of popular VTuber versus VTuber matchups that have been on banters, like Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame versus Amelie, but explaining how VTubers outside of Hololive would work on Death Battle is a bit beyond the scope of this pitch. Also, it's a similar story for Hololive versus Uma Musume matchups like Kyla versus Goldship, because Goldship is also technically a VTuber. And that's everything. I imagine
Any
you guys
questions?
have some more questions.
What's Mog doing there?
I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, and I got a lot of questions.
Mog's a
So,
VTuber.
Cheer.
Mhm.
All of the Hololive I guess so. If it was Hololive versus Hololive, they would like know that affects it, but anyone else likely wouldn't know that their power comes from that.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. So cheer probably doesn't affect it in most cases, but if there's like a fourth wall scenario, then like trying to get a Hololiver canceled is a legitimate strategy to depower them.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is this person saying?
How'd you get in here?
Oh. Right.
So each of you get to pick like one Hololive. Like, what do you think is the one that we actually should do if you get to pick one?
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about this pitch. This was like a massive community pitch, so we were kind of expecting this question, and our group was torn between either Miku Sora or Crony Cronoa.
Okay.
I thought honorable mention is, since you mentioned it, since WWE is very similar to Hololive, Calliope versus the Undertaker is a very big one. With like,
Yeah,
I think that's
it's the one we
really
see the
funny one.
most on like Ballot Banter.
Yeah.
So, what? How much content actually is there? Since you're saying it's not every stream, like,
There's
what are we
quite a
talking about here?
We have like the big doc. I think Lanturn. Do you want to go back to the doc for a moment?
I can. Hold on. Let's see if I can go get basically like spam clicking very quick.
Even if you ignore all of the streams, there's still some streams you want to look at. But if you ignore those, there's still tons of animated content that they put out and tons of video games that they've made that would be looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The one in the middle that says break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah.
People are working on that one, and we're gladly going to hand it off to you guys, so that your researchers don't die trying to look at the streams.
Has there ever been, like, I mean, these people live stream. People must have brought this concept up to them before.
From what I'm aware, there are a couple. Some of the girls are generally power scalers. Going to go
That's
look
hilarious.
at. Yeah, some of these girls are very well aware of power scaling and what they can and how strong they are. Just gonna go, not to you. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, from what I'm aware, there is a Hololive member that is a fan of yours. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
From what I've been told, the member's name is Maka X Flayon, and they are basically a mech driver.
How
that's cool.
many Hololive idols are there?
What's our count right now? Kraken 61 with just the girls.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's not taking the boys into account, since the boys are like their own separate branch.
Yeah, but they all like still function under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. That's all I got.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm trying to think anything. Please obviously share this with us.
what a
This is a
project,
fantastic pitch. This is crazy nice.
Yeah.
What a massive undertaking.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna have to go look at a bunch more Hololive crap.
Yeah.
We at the very least hope entertained you a little bit with showing how crazy
Definitely.
these characters can get.
Yeah.
I'm glad I now understand what Hololive like is, because I don't know why, but for like the longest time it just was not sticking like what the fuck it is, but I get it now. Once you said WWE, I was like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
That tends to be how I describe it to most people, because that's how most people get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a lot of work. Everybody put their blood and sweat in this one, and I was like, well, I'm glad I wasted like almost $1,000 for this one.
Well, we appreciate the support. It helps us keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening to us talk
Yeah,
a
we
bit.
genuinely hope you.
Thank you
We
as always,
genuinely hope you
details.
had a really good time. We did kind of.